Check us all out. All right, Larry, your mic don't work right. Should have charged these up.
Well, I'm just here just listening anyway.
I don't know. We'll just see. If it dies, it just dies.
Okay. Oh, so that red flash.
Yeah, I think it's not dead yet, but when it flashes red, it's.
No way, I got a charge out in the car.
All right, man. I'm ready to. Let me make sure. Let me scoot up.
Jimmy, just sit up a little bit. Sit closer to the mic and speak into the microphone. Say something.
Hey,
Sound good. Sound good. Say something. Say something.
Say something. Say something.
All right. If you want to chat, you got to log back in. You got to sign. Do something.
For me,
Yeah.
I ain't worried about chat. You can chat though. If you want to chat with them, somebody say something, shoot them a middle finger, something like that. You know what I'm saying? A little emoji.
I say you live.
Ready? We live. Welcome everybody. Real man, real stories. My name is Lee Johnson. This is our first live broadcast, live stream. So excited. How's everybody doing out there in the world today? I know you can't respond, but you better respond. Everybody check me out, man. Today is a very special episode. Today I'm bringing back an old guest, and let me go and return back to my opening, man. I am feeling so Atlanta today. I'm talking about Freaknik in 1996 jumping into somebody's car, riding down to see Snoop Dogg at Lakewood Stadium, Atlanta. I'm talking about Cedar Grove Middle School, Atlanta. I'm talking about Columbia Elementary, Atlanta. We talking about schools that not even existence, Atlanta. I feel so Atlanta today. How everybody doing out here, man? I have a wonderful guest going on today. My brother from all kinds of mothers, my other brother, man. This is like one of my mentors, man. This is my brother, Jimmy Trotter, man. A wealth of knowledge, a wealth of wisdom. This is my third interview with this brother, man, and the things that he's about to tell us today and the questions he's about to answer, man, it's going to be monumental. And it's going to definitely be some good stuff for the black community, man. So I want everybody to stay tuned, man. I'm going to give him his dossier. This is my man, Jimmy Trotter, man. OG Vice Lord from 1965, when they was political, when they was positive and everything was going. Father, grandfather. I'm going to call him a philanthropist, man, because the man says some good words of wisdom. Great grandfather. Let me say great grandfather, man. And just a wonderful human being and a wonderful black man in the world today, man. Go on and introduce yourself right now and tell everybody yourself and what you about, my brother.
what's up, people? My name is Jimmy Trotter, and because of Brother Lee, I'm here. I have been reluctant to even do this for reasons.
Because I'm nosy.
But I think I'm going to enjoy this. I really do. So feel free to ask the questions.
Oh man, we also got my man, my co-hostess with the mostest, my boy over there, Larry Heath in the corner over there. Y'all already know Larry. Larry ain't playing. Larry ain't taking no games.
How everybody doing this evening?
There you go, man. And then I also got my other man, the man with the master plan, Mr. Javon, owner of Green Love Kitchen downstairs. Everybody come down, get your vegan special. If you go anywhere in Atlanta for some vegan or a smoothie, it needs to be Green Love Kitchen, man. Main Street, downtown Lithonia, all day long, man, all day long.
Make sure you check out the jerk mushrooms. My favorites.
Talking about the jerk mushroom burger or the sandwich? With the sandwich, delicious. I didn't even know it was a mushroom, man. He had to remind me that I'm eating fungus. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know that. We didn't know that. So we're gonna go on. We got a couple topics going on today. We're gonna start off where me and Jimmy left off the last episode. And I think what we was talking about is we was talking about the ghetto. And we was talking about back in the 40s how a lot of the community was all in the same broke situation, but it wasn't what they was producing on TV where they was telling us. Everybody was not in bad standards because everybody was really working together. Brothers was in the home, married couples was staying married, and folks was going to work, folks was taking care of their household. And we got to a point of desegregation when it kind of changed everything and it kind of put everybody in a whole nother situation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on and pick back up right there and let you go on and elaborate on your views on desegregation and how it kind of might have tore up our community a little bit.
I mean, some people might disagree, but to me, segregation for us was better because we stuck together. We had no other resources that we could really go to. So each family, was kind of like dependent the next family.
Yeah.
If my clothes got too small for me, they would pass down to the next family. They weren't thrown away. The grandmamas would get together. It might be a patch here, a patch there, but you wasn't running around naked.
Yeah.
No child that growing up that I ever knew was ever home. You know, people would drag you in their house. Boy, you don't look like you done ate nothing today. Come on in. You know what I'm saying? And everybody looked out for everybody's child. That was the community. That was the village. You got in trouble, we was all in trouble.
Mm. So when did you start seeing the change? When did you actually start seeing the change where people started being a little more cold heartless, kind of going on to what we got going on right now? A lot of selfishness, a lot of people writing people off of just suggestions and not even actual facts and stuff like that. When can you remember in your mind did it start to change? Tell me about a story where you was like, oh man, this shit is changing.
Well, it was a gradual change that you didn't even see because okay, this brother got a job down there at Tracos, this car company. Made a little money. Yeah.
Mm.
This sister over here, she got a job, with the board of education or whatever. She made a little money. She moved out. So at that particular time, we weren't really paying attention to the people who were moving out because they doing good. But we didn't know about the void that was gonna be there.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because each family was interconnected with the other family. When one moved, that left a void because let's just say your grandmother and my grandmother were tight. Well, when my grandmother wasn't there, your grandmother was there. It was
Mm.
just like my grandmother. You know, it wasn't no thing where you whoop a child, you going to jail. Man, they stayed on our behalf. You know, and it was better discipline then. It was better cohesion as a family then because we had no choice but to stick together. People weren't giving us nothing. Yeah, you had people on aid, general assistance, and all that, but the price that they had to pay, you know, they couldn't own a TV. They couldn't, nothing extravagant.
You was telling me about that. Like a woman could stay in the projects, her man couldn't live there, and she couldn't own the television
Not in the beginning.
because they felt like if you could own a
That's
television,
the
you could
luck,
pay for your own food. That's a luxury.
right?
So getting information about what's going on in the world today is a luxury.
And I can't count the times growing when I became a teenager that I was running out some female's door, back door with her TV or something else that she wasn't supposed to have because the social worker couldn't see these things.
So how often did the social workers pop up?
It depended. It depended. I mean, it was social workers in. I lived in a 13-story building in the projects, and it was always social workers in it.
Were they white or were they black?
White.
So you had this one white person walking around in an all black hood, and they just didn't care. They wasn't scared or nothing
They
like
was
that.
scared, but they tried to play it out. But then the mothers was gonna protect them because
Yeah,
they didn't want nothing to happen to them in the project.
yeah,
And they said we didn't need that kind of heat coming down.
yeah, man. So
And I remember when my father was working, America Cutting and Band, it was just the name of the place, making $1.19 an hour.
you can't even get an oatmeal pie for $1.19 no more, man. I think that's might be the exact price for oatmeal. Little Debbie oatmeal pie is like $1.19 in the Arab store.
Yeah, no, $2.25.
Oh
Two
man,
for $4.
that's that Riverdale action. That's straight
But
Riverdale.
It was a struggle for a lot of people, man. My mother scrubbed floors, which is a thing that makes me so angry when I hear people today complain about not having this and not having that. And I got to always go to work to do this. I got to always go to work to do that. You got three people in the household working, and it still ain't enough money. Like I say, my daddy made $1.19 an hour. My mama scrubbed white folks' floors on her knees
Mm.
so that we could have bread on the table. So, the rent can be paid. She can help dad. But today, they make what? 15, 20 something dollars an hour.
And nah, more than that, and they still
And they
struggling.
still struggling.
They're still struggling. So I don't know if that's inflation, but we're not going to get into that. That's a whole
Now,
other
part of
podcast.
it is inflation, part of it is trying to live beyond your means.
Okay, yeah. So part of it is basically that individual's fault.
Right, because man, if I'd asked my daddy for a $300 pair of shoes, my face would have probably still been swollen up. But today, it's nothing.
It's nothing,
My
man.
grandkids, my oldest grandson, granddaddy, look, how much them cost? 250. 250. When I got my first $250 pair of shoes, man, I had worked I don't know how long from somebody's grant.
Man,
Out that hot sun.
that
But
sounds.
today, they just asked for it and they got it. And I guess just old school. I feel kids are too entitled today. I really do. I feel they're too entitled. These phones, these laptops, no books, no books. All you got to do is, and you got to answer. You ain't have to work for it. You didn't have to sweat for it. You didn't have to struggle for it. So what is going to be the value of it to you?
Yeah, I don't know if people value things. I think what it is value is limited. What I mean by limited is I value this one day, but tomorrow the next hot thing is out, so I don't value it anymore. So I'm gonna either give it away, sell it, or just hold it in my closet.
But I
That's the
mean,
type
what's
of
the
person you
point?
are.
What are you teaching the kids?
Oh man,
Especially when one of them walk up to you and say, I seen a jacket, it's $400, and you tell him no. And then he get disrespectful.
I guess that depends on the child, man, and how he was raised. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, man. I see a lot of mental instability. And I don't know if it's because some of the food that we've been eating our whole entire lives. You don't think any of the, because a lot of stuff that we eat, man.
Some of it. Some of it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they shooting like these chickens. I ain't never seen chickens these big and they like shooting them full of hormones and all this other mess. Little wonder that these kids growing up and the obesity rate. Where did that come from all of a sudden?
Yeah, yeah.
We got to get to the point where we got to start realizing and understanding all this is about design, man. Ain't none of this new. This ain't
Y'all,
no freak accident. None of it.
y'all hear the realness of the show, man. You hear that train going by. We are in Lathonia, man. We are in Georgia. We in the real place. This is old natural, y'all. This is what we call old natural. This the chick that don't shave her armpits. You know what I'm saying? And them legs, that natural girl that you was talking about. Like, man, what kind of deodorant do you got on, Tussie? Because it's not working. That type of flavor. Y'all brothers remember that Tussie, man? It came in a jar. It was that cream. Y'all brothers remember that cream. That probably came from the government too, but
More than likely.
more than likely. So we're gonna fast forward today, man. We're gonna fast forward today, man. So how do you feel about times today? Like, how do you feel? What is the difference? Because as Black people, we're further along, at least financially. At least financially, in our version of ownership in our country, we're a lot further along.
Mhm.
How do you feel about kind of like what's going on with the Black community today versus back in the day? You see what I'm
Sad,
saying? Elaborate.
sad, disillusioned, because a lot of the concepts and precepts that these young people are running around with today is something they got off the TV from some rapper or some movie star, or didn't come from their parents, especially their grandparents.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because, man,
Let it out, my brother. Let it out, man.
I mean, being around my own grands and grandkids, you know what I'm saying, great grands, man. I see things that they do and hear what they say, and it puzzles me because I'm asking, where did you get that from? You know, why are you even saying something like that out your mouth? Well, this is the new. This is what they do now. This is how it's done. I'm saying, yeah, that's how come it's so many of y'all dying too,
Mm.
because that's how it's done. Don't get me. We were doing stupid stuff back then.
Yeah, I was about to
We was
say,
doing stupid
about
stuff,
to say.
but it wasn't nothing that was gonna get us killed or get our families killed until later years.
Yeah.
When the late '70s and the '80s hit, that's when the dramatic change started coming in the black neighborhood.
So do you think the drug epidemic, the so-called Republican war on drug, do you think that was one of the changing points?
There ain't never been no war on drugs. I mean, where the drugs coming from?
Yeah.
We ain't got no boats. We ain't got no planes. I don't have a shipping line. I don't own a bank full of money. I ain't got nobody that can fly across the ocean, bring me a plane full of stuff.
Go on and say, Larry, what you got to say about that, Larry?
I was just saying, hey, that's just facts. Like he said, we ain't got the money to bring to send planes over to bring the dope over here.
Yeah.
So
When the drugs first started hitting the black community, it should have been a wake up call. I mean, there was always drugs there, but never in the quantity that you were seeing it and the people that you were seeing using.
Mm.
It was always there. Those were the people our parents would tell us, don't mess with them people over there. Don't mess with that person over there. You automatically knew they was doing something that we shouldn't have been doing.
Yeah.
They were doing drugs, and we knew they were doing.
Yeah.
But it was nothing like you see today.
So crack
Wasn't
changed
no crack.
everything.
Crack did
Well,
change everything.
freebasing, it set Richard Pryor on fire, but it took it to a whole
The
nother.
name, because it sounded exciting. It sounded like something explosive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not the drug itself, because the drug has always been there. Now you just got it in a rock.
I heard they was doing it in nightclubs and stuff. They was freebasing in nightclubs and exclusive spots. Was it like that in the beginning?
For those that could afford it,
Oh, it was expensive.
it was expensive. Cocaine, man, at that time, I think was starting off at $25 for a tip.
Mm.
And then it just started rising.
Mm.
I had some people that used to smoke it when I was growing up, and I never liked it. It didn't give me what I was looking for.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I ended up going the opposite way, messing with heroin,
Mm.
you know, because it at that time it seemed to give me that lift I wanted, that you know, uh, that feeling that I was worth something, I belonged. This is what we was all looking for.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be surprised the things you would do just to feel self-worth.
Mm-hmm.
Not realizing that all of this comes within yourself before it can even be manifested in anybody else. You look at people and they look at you and you say, that person don't like me. Why? You ain't never did nothing to them.
Mm-hmm.
I've never said nothing to them. But it's your character that they look at. You know, how much have you grown within yourself that you feel comfortable standing in front of this man and talking? You know, saying what's on your mind, saying what you feel. Facting, not BSing,
Mm-hmm.
but y'all facting.
I like that. Facting.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Facts.
You just said facting it. Were y'all saying that back in the day?
Yeah.
Oh shit, we finna bring that shit back.
Yeah, you up
Facting.
there and brothers is talking and brothers say, man, you ain't facking, man, back off.
Job
Me telling
turkey.
you lying. You know, you gotta you trying to lay down a prefabrication of what you want this.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. So, how do you feel about the discipline on kids today,
What
man?
this?
So, you feel there's absolutely no discipline with kids
I'm not
today,
saying it's
or?
no discipline. I'm saying it's not the right discipline. You know, I don't know what time out mean except in recess or a game. You know, time out. Okay, keep doing what you're doing, and when you wake up, you're gonna been in that a long time out.
Yeah. Mm.
You he done come home, told you he done broke so and so's Mr. So and so's window with a brick. The window gonna cost you $600-700 to get fixed. You tell him go stand in the corner. Stand in the corner. What he gonna do standing in the corner?
You need to work to pay that window off.
You tell him it's
You gonna have
time.
to work for that window I got paid for.
I don't believe in just severely whooping kids. That's the one thing I'm reluctant to do with my own. You know what I'm saying? And boy, they play on it. They know that ain't no. He gonna threaten me, and
Granddaddy ain't gonna do nothing.
until granddaddy hit that point,
It's over with,
and then
little
have to
homie.
show him. You
It's
know, but
over
I
with.
don't see no discipline, man. I see people trying to be friends with their kids.
Mm.
That's that's not your friend. That's your child.
You
I'm
don't.
not your friend.
That's not a good way. That ain't the way. That friendship
No,
thing is not the way to
no,
go.
no. We seen that back in the day when mothers wanted to be, you know, associated with their daughters and their friends. When the miniskirts started coming out,
Mm.
the daughter got a miniskirt on, so the mama feel okay. I'm gonna put a miniskirt on and I'm gonna go out here with my daughter. No, that ain't cool.
Mm.
That ain't cool. Because when her friends start coming at you like y'all are equals, then that's when the trouble gonna start.
Yeah. That
Because they gonna come,
disrespect.
all of that. But you leaving
Disrespect.
yourself open for it.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. People gotta, you have to realize how much of it is my fault. How much of it am I bringing this on myself? Leading somebody into saying and doing what they doing to me.
Yeah.
You know,
Man,
all that time I spent in the joint, man. You know, most of my problems came from other people, trying to help other people. But not many people coming to me. I mean, you have to, your jealous ones because of this and that, because they figure try to be something that you are not, and all the time you just being yourself. You just doing what comes natural. It seems odd to other people because they not used to that. They used to somebody dogging them. Even in the joint, they used to be in dog. They can't understand a brother. They come to them without fear and talk to them like a person, like a human being. We not animals because we behind these bars, man. This is how they want you to think. This is the mentality that they try to put in us. Remember, I told you when I first got to the joint, it was this old man named Mr. Smitty. Nobody wanted to go in the cell with him. So they put me in the cell.
Well, that same thing happened to me, but go ahead, man.
But after I was in there, one day I understood why nobody wanted to go in there with that old man. Because he was deep.
He was saying things that they didn't want to hear, they didn't want to cope with.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. And the very first thing he told me, he would say, Buck, young Buck, do the time. Don't let the time do you. In other words, he was saying, don't get caught up in this nonsense that everybody else is doing because they doing time and they done gave up hope. That's what it is. Most guys in the joint give up hope. You got 50 years, let's say. I had 55 years. Everybody thought, okay, he gonna crack up, he gonna do this, he gonna do that. No, I didn't. I paid attention, I observed, I listened. And like I'm saying, I'm a gangbanger in a mob. Had a little spot here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But man was always to teach. And my first thought wasn't grabbing the shank and running out trying to kill somebody. That's what's wrong now.
Mm.
I had to learn that in order for the state to really get paid,
Yeah.
you had to tear joints up. You had to kill people in the
Man,
joint.
that
That's how
is
they got their
So
money.
what you went in for?
Huh?
What did you going for? You said you was wrongfully accused?
No, on some of it.
It's not because
Jacked up, which jacked the tab.
they always man they throw listen when I went to prison they threw a aggravated assault on an officer charge. I was like, what? I was like,
Yeah.
hold on, where did that come from? Aggravated assault? You sitting in jail like yo, I know what I'm charged with. When you look at that paper, you like, nigga, where did that come from? You at hey, CO. You go, what is this? I don't know. I was like, well, somebody need to tell me something. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, I know how that is, bro.
See, the system is already rigged. You know what I'm saying? And not just for black folks. We ain't gonna
Yeah,
go there.
it's now. Yeah, you're
The
right.
system is already rigged for anybody who do not have the financial capability to
Yeah,
drive the buck.
yeah,
That's the simple logic and that's the simple truth.
yeah. I agree with you on that
You know what I'm
completely.
saying?
Yeah,
Ain't no in between. Yeah, you black, white. It's all of them in the jailhouse. All colors and nationalities in the jailhouse. So you can't pinpoint one in particular. You have to go to that source where it all originates from, and that's with the people with the money. Why you think all of a sudden people like Michael Jordan and all these other people want to jump up and buy private prisons?
yeah. That's in for the thought for a prisoner even being allowed to be traded on the stock market and have investors shared in it. That shows you that prison is just a money grab.
It is.
When you know what I'm saying, this it's not for reform, it's not for to stop recidivism. You know what I'm saying? Because they want recidivism. People gotta wake up and pay attention. Like if nobody ever committed crimes, we don't need no police officers.
Right.
The
Right.
police officers, there's no dispatchers, there's no dispatchers. We don't need hell. Fuck it, we don't need a mayor. You know what I'm saying? So they need a certain level of criminal activity.
And the police are the corruption.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Politicians, anybody in that seat of authority, they can look down on another person and say, I pronounce this, or you got to do this shit. Or the majority say you got to do that. That's where the corruption is. The corruption didn't start with us. We ain't got nothing.
So let me ask you something. One question, man. When I was in prison, I knew what I was. I was the guy that the young guys and guys my age came to talk to me about relationships and what they got going on out. I don't understand. I did not, because everything I had going on outside was falling the fuck apart. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't save mine, but everybody seemed to come to me and ask me for advice about their woman and about their girl. And I had it. I didn't understand how I had it, but I had it for them. So in prison, I knew my place was advice for the young dudes, and I was trying to get the union to come up there and hire brothers. But that's when I learned that they want recidivism. I wouldn't be trying to get that program started. Learn that they want recidivism.
Right.
Do you remember who were you in prison? Like what was because everybody got a lane. What was your lane in prison? Like what part did you play? Because you did so much time you ended up I know you was had a certain lane in prison like you was a certain guy, you know what I'm saying, that
Mostly educated. In the mob, I would have classes that we had.
classes on what
Well, I started out with uh, classes on our laws, our rules. Ended up teaching the class Islam,
uh
which almost got me killed
how did that almost if you don't want to tell it how did that almost get you killed, my brother?
because I was telling them that we were speaking about religion. And for one thing, I was telling them you got to be careful with that word religion. You know what I'm saying? Because people tend to use it only when it's, necessary for them themselves. Other than that, you're not gonna even hear nothing about no religion. And religion is a name. We're spiritual people. You know, we are spiritual people. Our spirit is guided by that created us. Well, if you want it, the one that created us. And the reason we get in so much trouble is because we always acting outside that spirit. Our spirit is not a bad spirit, man. Our spirit is one of loving, caring, giving. That's our very nature. But when other people came along with their traditions and their ideas, we wanted to belong. It's just like back in the 60s. We processing our hair. You hear what I'm saying?
Them perms
Them
was
well, we didn't call them pearls, then we were calling them processes.
hy-
Because that's what it was. Processed hair.
hydrochloric acid, baby.
Man, I don't know. When I first started, I did my own.
Oh.
Had so many blessings in my head, man. I couldn't even put band-aids on.
Did you end up using the toilet like Malcolm X?
No, I had water. Water. But I'm just saying, we follow other people's traditions. We follow other people's ideas. All the knowledge that was gained in the beginning by black people came from other nations, other races. That
Yes.
was not. I never even knew about black history till I got grown. I never knew anything about Matthew Henson and all these other greats. I never knew nothing about them, man. Didn't even know about Harry Tubman.
Man,
Seriously,
for real.
they didn't teach us that.
Man,
You know what they taught us?
what?
About a little black Sambo.
Yeah.
Mary had a little lamb and all that bull. You know, yeah, we didn't start finding out about ourselves until we took the initiative to step out and find out.
That's crazy. Even that word Sambo, what people don't understand is, and I learned this from reading a book, in especially in Louisiana, there was name like mulatto, Sambo. Like if you was mixed with black or white or Indian, they gave you a specific name. You know what I'm saying? And that was your name. That's where mulatto came in. What was Sambo? Was
Sambo,
what they call
little
a,
black Sambo.
a black, like I would be a Sambo. You know what I'm saying?
I was a Sambo.
You was a Sambo. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody that can create names off of your blood and your color, you know what I'm saying? You be a Sambo.
A Sambo?
Everybody in here will be a Sambo. All brothers in here will
Yeah,
be
it
a
wasn't
Sambo.
due to the color of the pigmentation.
It was your
It was just black.
what you was mixed with. Like if you was half white and half black, you was mulatto.
Okay.
I think if you was mulatto and a white person had a baby, I cannot remember the name of that name. It's a specific name. Anybody remember the name?
Octoroon.
There you go, Optiroom. That was the name. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't heard that name in a long time.
I read it in a book. I read it in a book about old Louisiana slave owners with their wives, and they used to go on masquerade balls. And in the masquerade balls, is this when I learned black people own slaves? When they go on the masquerade balls, it'll be a whole lot of mulatto or octoroon women there, and everybody will have a mask on. The wives knew these guys was doing it, but it was just a quick, because I admit white women was just as bad as black people in a way. If a white woman wasn't married and she inherited land from her father, it could be taken from her.
Yeah.
So that's why she had to hurry up and get married. And then when she get married, all she owned, her husband owned it. So what these guys would do, they would go out to the masquerade ball and they would get them a mulatto girlfriend on the side. And if a lot of these white women had slaves from their parents, they would give it to them. And that's how I learned that a lot of people like mulattoes was, I ain't saying all mulattoes was owned, but there was various forms of slavery from black people. That was up north, 1600s, they owned slaves. You know what I'm saying? We can break that down, but that's a whole nother story. But let's fast forward, man. You out of prison, you coming out, man. You been in, you did what, 30 years, man. And now, what was that feeling, man? You come out, like, was it nervousness? Were you scared, or were you know what I'm saying? What was going on?
Mostly apprehension because guys coming in was telling me what's going on out there. And the closer I got to the door, the more they started trying to prepare me. But it wasn't nothing could prepare me for what I saw when I got there, man. This
Cell
was
phone.
oh man.
How'd that cell phone phone?
2009.
What year did you
I
go
went
in?
in 1981.
So you was in around the Don Johnson
I
cell
was
phone.
in for everything, man.
Yeah, man, right
I
before
was
all
in
that.
everything. Dudes coming in talking about, man, they got talking cars. Nigga, go get out of here. You know, yeah, man, they got talking cars. You know,
Like the Jetsons and shit.
and that's another thing. We looking at all this stuff on TV back during the day, right? And laughing at it,
Yeah.
not realizing this gonna be a reality one day.
Trump president, he was on The Simpsons.
Showing up was
That tripped me out, man. Trump was president. I was like, yo, he running for. I said that dude was on an episode of Simpsons, and then the next day I see online the Simpsons episode with him on there. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Everybody remember Demolition Man? It was the Arnold Schwarzenegger Museum, and he was like president forever for a long time. Next thing you know, he's governor of California. Only reason why he's probably not president is because he was born in Austria. If he wasn't born in Austria, he would have been. And he was a horrible governor, from what I heard. He the one that killed. Was it Tukey? He didn't sign off Tukey getting up out of there. So it was a lot of things. So now you out. Cell phones, you know what I'm saying? How'd you feel about the cell phone trip you out?
Yeah, heck yeah. I'm at the bus station, and I get to talking to this guy. He say, "You want to call your sister, let you know that you here?"
Mm-hmm.
I say, "Yeah." And I'm getting up to go over there to the payphone. He said, "No, here, bro." And he give me this little box, wasn't big as this one. And it's got all these dials on here and all these other little configurations. And I'm saying, "What's this one?" He said, "Oh, I'm sorry, bro." He said, "Let me show you how to use that." That's how I got up on the cell phone. And I'm sitting out there in front of the bus station smoking a cigarette, right? I see this brother on the other side of the street got two black bags. He walked, and just as he get about midway even with the bus station, he put the bags down. He get out on his knees and he get to crawling around on the ground. I'm saying, "What the?" And old boy said he looking for some crack. I
Oh,
said, "Man, no, it ain't like that out here." He said, "Man, it's just like this out here. This
man.
is how the drug epidemic took over."
Was that in Georgia?
Yeah, I was here.
Oh, what neighborhood you was in?
I was at the bus station
You're talking about?
waiting on
Oh, Garnett Street.
yeah, waiting on
Yep,
my nephew to come pick me up.
definitely Garnett Street. Yeah, yeah.
This was in '09 when I first got out.
Talk to your audience.
Okay, I got you. I got you.
Check you, let them know what's happening. People that just got on.
Everybody, man, if you checked in on the Instagram or you on YouTube, man, you can check me out on at Lee Johnson 657 on YouTube, man. And on my Instagram, it's LEES 197729. I see we got a couple people. How you doing, baby girl? How you doing, Kenya? You know what I'm saying? A couple people done chimed in, man. Garnett Street was off the. Look at that. Two guy bodies sitting right next to me, man. How did that happen? Wait, I turn around 1 second, man.
No. What it is? Uh, I didn't know you did no 30 years.
I was only supposed to do 27 and a half years.
But
But they called me up there twice, talking about I hadn't signed proper paper. I mean, signed the paperwork in time for me to get out. I was supposed to get out in 2008. And I remember that sergeant coming up there that morning. I'm standing up in the door with my stuff ready to go. I said, "Man, what's up?" He said, "You haven't heard?" I said, "No." He said, "Man, they violated you." I said, "Hey, you mean they violated me?" He said, "Well, they say your paperwork wasn't in order. You didn't file it in time. And now you don't have no place to go."
so so you've been out of the system for 30 years from out of this. And you was in there
Mhm,
for 30 years.
mhm.
Deep.
So that makes me know who you are.
Well, when we first met, you said you felt my spirit.
Yeah, I did time too.
Mhm.
Oh man, we just three like the three convict musketeers at this time.
I did time.
And then you
No, I
understand what I'm
did
saying.
time with the system. I was in uniform,
Oh yeah, you
Oh,
was in the military, so I did double
military.
time, huh? Military
Okay,
and
see,
free.
I was
I'm
in
an
the,
idiot.
I
so
was in
here's
the
the
military
so
too.
here's the catch.
Dumbest person
No,
on
here's
the
the
app.
catch. Here's the catch. Here's the catch.
Yeah.
The catch is that the system can pimp you
Come on, come on,
and having you think that you're not in jail
come
Yeah.
on,
by putting a uniform on
come on.
you. System.
It definitely.
But see, and that's how they pimp you. When you get
Yeah.
ready to do something,
Mm-hmm.
all right, instead of them putting your ass in jail, all
Mm,
right, they put you in another jail.
mm,
Yeah,
But you
uniform.
won't be knowing you're in jail now
Yeah.
because that's how.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Well, introduce yourself, because
Yeah.
we like introduce yourself, my legendary brother, man. Go on and introduce yourself, man. Who tell I know who you are, but tell the people who you are. Let them know who the guy body is in
No,
front of
it
them.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who I am.
Mm-hmm.
It matters who you are.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, because see, what I say is not, it doesn't resonate with a lot of people.
Oh, it's gonna resonate, man. It on this platform, all the conversation, all the positivity, all that resonates for all of us. That right now, if depending on how many viewers they looking at you right now, and you look like wisdom.
I look like what?
You look like wisdom. Both of y'all brothers look like wisdom. Now, don't give me that face. You look like wisdom. So right now, all that is important. Who you are on our platform is definitely important.
Yeah.
Reason being why it's important is because you are what we looking up to be, what we looking up to. You know what I'm saying? And 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 what people inspiring to grow into. So that's why it's important. You know what I'm saying? I know you're looking at me face, but that's the truth. It's the truth. So that's
I,
why we asked the question.
I like to speak on that too,
Go for it, my
on the
brother.
prison thing.
Hmm.
I like to say to brothers and sisters is getting out here, man, don't fall for that hype that they be giving you coming out the door. Don't fall for that nonsense that you're gonna go out there because you didn't did this much time or that much time, or because you a felon or whatever they want to call you, that you can't come up, that you can't make it out here, that you can't survive out here. I've been out almost 20 years now. I had jobs since I've been out. I had cars since I've been out. And I came out to a family that was waiting for me to come home.
Mm,
And I've been straight from that point on. My son, I was in prison when he was born.
yeah,
But you know what he told me before I came out? Dad, we ain't gonna look back.
you gonna look
We're
forward.
gonna go forward from the point when you get out on. We're not thinking about what you did. We don't care. All we know is that you home now, and this is where we gonna stop. And it's been that way ever since.
So let's go to the solution part of this episode, man. How can we help to stop recidivism? How can we help stop people from getting caught up in the trap of going in and out of the jail? Like what are some ideas? One of my ideas I had when I was in jail, I was in a union and I was trying to bring the union up to the jail. So when brothers leave jail, no matter what color they is, you can have an apprenticeship job in a professional level as an iron worker. You know what I'm saying? You learn welding, you learn a trade that you can use as a career for the rest of your life. And that's when I learned that they did not want those people to come up there because they was making excuses for man hours and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So that was one of the things and the clues that I'm still working on with a guy called the prison doctor. But y'all give me some suggestions or some clues that y'all can do to help stop recidivism, to help stop brothers from going in and out of the bank.
I don't think people gonna like mine.
Go for it, man. I love all your answers, my brother.
Ain't gonna never stop recidivism as long as we humans in these human forms in this human state. It's never gonna stop. Money is made on corruption. Money is made. This is the platform these politicians stand on. That's not going come on, man. From the beginning of the world to this point, this is the 21st century. It's still crime. It's still corruption. It's still murder. It's never gonna stop because man is not gonna stop. You're gonna always have something out here that's gonna appeal to somebody that they gonna want. And by hook, crook, knife, or gun, they gonna get it.
What about your local state politicians, your representatives, and things of that nature? You
When
know,
have they ever done anything for us, man?
I got to throw it out there. I definitely got to
It,
throw it out there. You know what I'm saying? I got to throw it out
They
there.
come
it
out,
was
they come out
hard
to
for
the
you to do that.
go ahead, bro.
Huh?
Man, that's
Go ahead, my brother. I'm throwing a lot of things. I just don't want to be this and that. I want everybody to give suggestions or if anybody is doing something. Anybody got a nonprofit? Anybody got a nonprofit? Oh, we're gonna shout it out one more time. Check us out at Lee Johnson 657 on YouTube right now. Heated debate, heated discussion. If y'all have any ideas how to stop recidivism, put it in the comment, chime in, let everybody know. Anybody doing a nonprofit? Anybody got any
we
like
got
business ventures?
nonprofits. We got millions of nonprofits.
Hmm.
They ain't stopping nothing.
No, I mean but I think what it is, I think we have the notch. It's like little. It might not happen in none of our lifetimes in this room. I think we're all going to be dead. But I think if we all try to implement something, like everybody got kids. I don't have a kid, but if you have a kid, start with your kid, implement some type of a seed and how you raise them a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I have a program, and my program is to initiate something down at Tuskegee, Alabama.
Yeah, you was talking to me about that.
Yeah, yeah. Everything around here is imploding. You can look out, man. People are losing jobs.
Yes.
People that got Karen sign
Yeah.
homeless.
Yeah.
You even got white folks staying beside.
With dogs. You got a dog. I ain't even got a dog. Yeah.
In a black
In a
neighborhood.
black asking us for money.
And man, he's standing there like the cars are man just giving the brother money and the white guy just sitting there like, like I mean, you should have went to Buckhead with that.
Well, white people not giving them money. White people are definitely they coming at our side of town because white folks is not giving them any type of money, and that's pretty sure that's why they. And plus, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's one of the main. Probably also might be closer to the drugs that they possibly might want, but white people are not. One thing I learned, and I don't know, I was with somebody. I think maybe we talked about our last interview. Remember, you told me the story about your mom told you put a suit on and you went out in the neighborhood and you wanted to see everybody's reaction, and everybody was trying to give you stuff because you had the suit on, and we
Oh
came to
no,
the
I said that you could put on a suit and look like you got something, and people will want to give you something
yeah.
because they figure they're gonna get something back.
Yeah, there you go. That's what you said. Nobody wants to give anybody that has nothing something for some reason. Like if they'll give that guy, like you said, because they think they can get something
Because
back
they think
off
they
it.
can get something back.
But if they just giving it to you out of the goodness of their own heart, that's a far few in between type of
It's
modus operandi in today's.
it's just like getting out of jail. First thing somebody want to do is buy you a drink, get you high. Hey man, I need a place to stay. I need some shoes. I need a shirt. Well, I want give me high. What to go back? See, I'm just saying. I'm just talking about the mentality
Yeah.
of how people think about things.
So how do y'all feel about the idea of defunding the police? How do y'all feel about that idea of actually defunding the police and starting your own neighborhood watch? In that, like the movie The Shy, like that show The Shy. How do you feel about that? Do you think that's a possibility? Defunding, I see you turning away. I'm getting all kind of looks, y'all. I'm getting all kind of crazy looks from that. Speak up,
Nah,
brother. What you defunding the police is crazy?
yeah, yeah.
So why y'all think it's crazy though? Why you think that would be a crazy
I
thing?
mean,
Because a
even
lot of
though
people complain that the police is tearing up the neighborhoods.
right, but even though they are a line of defense against the real radical things that's gonna confront us. We know they corrupt,
Mm-hmm.
always have been, but they are a barrier too, somewhat of a protective barrier.
I think there need to be more education on the cops. Like cops need to be educated in the neighborhoods that they're patrolling. I don't think you should have a cop that doesn't know anything about that neighborhood and never been anywhere around that type of people and expect him to patrol the neighborhood with with a clear mind, with not an objective mind. You know what I'm saying? I think the police academy is only what 2 months, 3 months. That's not enough for you to be for you to protect people. You know what I'm saying? Hair school is just as long. Learn how to do hair and cutting hair is just as long. You know what I'm saying? That's not enough training for a person to come out there and think they are valuable to save you, or you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of them come out with their own opinions and their own judgment.
In defense of some of them, man, I really do believe that in the beginning they do come out with the concept of doing a good thing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I do think some of them come out there really with the intent of helping the community, uh, to help people. But along the way, come on, man,
What do you think they change? What do you think changes
they
about some of them?
brothers, they brothers in uniform.
They a gang.
You see movies where this one good cop around all these bad cops, and they tell him he got to take bad money because they take bad money.
Yeah, I seen.
or
I
he
seen
can't
that.
be accepted.
Can't be
Nobody's going to
accepted.
trust
Yeah,
him.
I seen that.
That's what that is. You know, you get caught up. You know, and that's no different with us out on the street. We got homies that's doing this, and that. And because we want to be a part of them, we start doing this, and that.
Yeah.
I told you when I was living out south in Chicago with my grandmother, I went to school all the time. You know, she insisted, demanded, really.
Mhm.
But when I moved out west with my family and got around the homies, and man, they telling me this happened today. So the next day I don't go to school to see what's happening up on the corner there. But it seemed like every time I took off from school, wasn't nothing ever happening on the corner.
Mm,
So I mean, I think it's the same way with law enforcement, man. They just get caught up.
yeah.
And to
I
be
think
a
so.
part of, you either do what they doing or get on.
Just trying to. So cool. What about elaborate on your Tuskegee, the Tuskegee project you talking about to help stop recidivism or to help some of these brothers out here that lost it? I know you was talking about it. Can you elaborate on it some?
Yes, I'm just in the process of creating something down at Tuskegee, try to uh, create a community where people can come in and establish their business and to regenerate and revitalize the community. I see Tuskegee as being a sleeping giant. People, they don't even understand what was right here. So I'm committed to build a community center at Tuskegee. Um, Trying to put a barber shop in there and a beauty salon. So we got to support our HCBUs.
Yes.
Now, I realize that Tuskegee is in Alabama. Everybody says, why Tuskegee? I'm doing it because I was delegated to do it. See, while my daughter was going to school there, she's got a master's degree in occupational therapy. And I used to sit and talk to the ancestors. And as I talked, I heard voices. And it seemed like they delegated me as to be the one for the project.
So it's just divine. It's
All this is, hey,
all divine.
matter of fact, right now, me speaking is divine.
Yes. Yes.
Because
Yes.
if people are listening, all right, they know that it's real
Yes.
because I'm going to do it.
So you're going to be in Tuskegee. You're setting up a facility so entrepreneurs, people can learn, people
That's
get cuts
yes,
and
right,
everything of that nature. So we just
right.
like
And also to relocate
Mhm.
cheap property, farmland.
There you go, farmland.
Uh, Man, what you talking about?
That's an interesting ringtone, my
Yeah,
brother. They don't want to stop.
not technology.
Technology is above. Hey,
Yeah,
hey, I want to jump over to the political side, man. I don't know.
look at.
Time getting kind of.
I got to go.
All right, man. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for showing up, my brother.
Okay,
Thank
you
you.
guys have a bliss.
Oh man.
Day.
Before we get out, I just want to go in the. I want to see what you got, man. I'm going political, man. It's gonna make everybody mad, man. I'm going political, man. How do you feel about what we got running, man? Democrats, Republicans, and I just heard John F. Kennedy Jr. We was listening to it on the radio. John F. Kennedy Jr. was running as an independent, was trying to meet with Kamala Harris because he was thinking about getting on her cabinet, and she didn't want to meet with him. She didn't want to talk to the brother. And New York actually said he cannot be on the voter registration because the Democrats said something was funny money about his address. So he can't even be on the registration and get any electoral votes from New York now. So obviously he's going to try to run to a certain direction. So he ran to Kamala. Kamala said she didn't want to talk to him. You know what I'm saying? So she already got her things. He's not a Democrat. His father was the Democrat. You know what I'm saying? But so how do you feel about that? How do you feel about Kamala, Trump, JFK Jr.? Those are the kind of the choices that we got going on. One's what, 46, 43, and 5. You know what I'm saying? The percentage rate of what they got going on in the race.
I guess I look at it from a different point of view than most people. I see it from a spiritual aspect, having studied a lot of years about this point right here, this period in life, time where we are, and seeing the things that are unfolding. I don't have an opinion one way or the other because everybody's playing a part that they were meant to play for this to unfold. You know, if we talk about a war, and we've often heard it, this is a spiritual war that's going on. I mean, come on now. You got people that have been uh law-abiding people, go to church, go to work, raise their families. Now all of a sudden, these people are committing crimes.
Yes,
You know, they don't want to call it a crime. You can put political on there if you want to, but it's a crime.
it's a crime.
You know what I'm saying? Why?
Crime.
See, these are the things I ask myself why this is happening, why this is happening, and then go and research what I've read about this period and that period. And I see that, okay, all of this is unfolding for a specific reason. And right now, people's real souls on the line and they don't even know it.
Yep.
Our souls on the line and we don't even know.
Yeah.
That's what this is about.
If anybody don't know, man, the Republicans got something called the 2025 agenda.
Yeah.
And it's by this group called the Heritage Corporation. And the Heritage Corporation started in the 80s in Reaganomics. If anybody ever go back and look at some pictures of Reagan, they'll see a big old sign that's a white base sign with blue writing saying Heritage. You could go online and look up the 2025 agenda. Easy. Just pop it up, couple of clicks, and it'll pull up the whole 991 page. The first 180 days of Trump supposed to be president is supposed to be big. They're going to cut a lot of funding, federal fundings. It's going to affect a lot of people that's on federal programs. And the reason why they're doing it is they're trying to, from what they say, is the fabric of the American family. So I agree with you on that. A lot of things might not be the same after this presidency, and it could be too. It could possibly be absolutely the same. We all know they're lying, but it could also be the same. So this is one of them situations I think people need to pay attention. So do you think people should vote, or you think there should be a vote boycott?
I mean, that's stay conscious, man. You know, follow your conscience. Do what your conscience tells you feel is the right thing to do. But ask yourself this question: why Trump? It could have been any number of individuals in this world. Why this particular man? You
I
know?
got a theory on that. And this is my theory. If everybody understand the founding fathers were mostly businessmen. Only soldier I think amongst them was George Washington. But I think the rest of them was inventors, innovators, and businessmen. And you had a couple of Moors, which is brothers, that was all in his government that produced the Constitution and produced the Bill of Rights. And I think their true state of being is they wanted a president that was a businessman because we're a
That
capitalistic
was the
society.
concept.
That was the concept. And everybody, but propaganda can tell you that he is a good businessman. But we all know what we see is what we see. But
I
some
know he's a
people,
good talker about business.
yeah, he's a good talker about
Yeah.
business and things of that nature. I think that's why, and Trump is brash. He has balls. He'll say what he want to say
Mm-hmm.
about anybody, but even if it has nothing to do with it and it makes absolutely no sense,
You see,
he's
I
gonna
believe his
say it.
whole purpose was to be a mirror for people.
And he is.
You know what I'm saying?
If your neighbor, listen, and I try to explain to people, I don't know if Trump's is a true racist or not, but he does says racist statements. And all I can say is that he speaks on what a lot of people want to say. And he acts on what a lot of people, your white coworker versus the black coworker. I'm just keeping it real. A lot of them want to say shit to us, to black people. They do. Like I want people to start watching comedy. Watch comedy. Watch these because new style comedians, it ain't like it's raw, but it's real racist. It's real racist comedy. Blacks are being racist and whites being racist. The funniest jokes that pop in these comedy clubs is racist jokes amongst each other. And black people is the most racist out of all these comics. Because white comics still not saying the N-word. They not saying it at all. But they still will say jokes about black people's credit and the fathers not being at home. So I want everybody to pay attention. It's going real political, but it's going super racist. And the funny part about it is the people at the top might not even be racist. They're capitalist. And the capitalist is not a racist. The capitalist is a moneyist. Now, he may prefer a certain race. He may not want his daughter to marry that race. But if his daughter's marrying the richest man on the earth and he's a black dude, he can overlook that for that hot moment. And he'll take the mulatto kids and run with them. You understand what I'm saying? But I don't know. Be cutting off. I guess we're getting ready to cut off in about 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. So I guess we finna cut off today, man. We about to cut off today. Do you have anything else you want to say? Any word? Tell somebody the word of wisdom, man. Give anybody a key or a word of wisdom, or what do you what you want us to do out there to make everything better, man.
Just be mindful of yourself, and if you're mindful of yourself and how you feel, it's not too hard to treat other people with respect and dignity. It sounds like a cliche because you hear it so much, but that's an actual fact. Treat yourself with love and respect. That's it. Stop denying yourself, you know, the basic principles that guide you as a person.
Yeah,
Because somebody don't like it.
yeah.
That's our problem. They don't like that, so I'm gonna do this here. Screw you. You don't like me, stay away from me. It's simple as that.
And that brother is facting. We're gonna make that a new word. That brother is facting. So before we sign out today, I'm gonna give my last final words. I thank everybody for joining us. Again, join us again next week, same time, same place, same location, at Lee Johnson 657 on YouTube, or Lee LEES 197729 on Instagram. You can always check us out live, and we're always going to get the just try to keep some topics to you, some things that everybody want to know. Oh yeah, I need to look at the camera. I'm not using at the camera, looking at y'all, man. I'm checking it all out. So the last word of the day is go home and tell somebody you love them. You know what I'm saying? And tell them to pass it on to somebody else. That's the most important thing. That's leaving a seed into the world today that might grow after we dead, but you can look down on heaven and look at everybody being what you think we should all be. You know what I'm saying? Not worried about the small shit that we all be worried about, and not cutting each other off like we usually do. So everybody love each other, and I hope everybody has a great morning when they wake up. You know what I'm saying? Stay off them drugs. Kids, do your homework. Listen to your parents if they right.
Parents, listen to your kids.
Parents, listen to your kids. You know what I'm saying? And everybody, take it easy and shit. Peace. Have a good day. We out. Try to cut it off.
So the reason part is just connecting a couple dots, right?
Mhm.
The United States is a corporation.
Definitely.
He's the president of a corporation. So look, at 1870, the company was created, the United States. See, it's a difference between the United States of America and America. America is the country. The United States
You going into sovereign citizen. You going in sovereign citizenship now. You going on a whole nother plane now. You should have said that. Don't say it now. We off camera. We on camera. I can talk about sovereign citizenship too. I mean, listen. Hey. Hey, they ain't talking about being king. Somebody broke. I was locked up a dude that had a sovereign citizenship. So that shows you how much it is. Because he was in jail.
It's impossible to be a sovereign citizen. Hey, never claim that. Never subscribe to that, bro.
Hey, there's a lot of people.
Listen, sovereign means king, citizen means slave. What I'm telling you, the United States, when they incorporated, when they literally incorporated in 1870, they said that the people who work for this country would be this company would be named citizens.
You should have been sitting over there.
You get what I'm saying?
Hold on, say that again.
When they incorporated the company, the United States of America, they wrote in their charter that the employees of this company will be named citizens.
Well, I don't know. Now listen. I'm gonna have to look that up. And this where I'm a. Yeah, you should have sat there because we would have had a good debate.
Oh,
Because no.
that wasn't my
Yeah. But no. But hold on. But
Trump getting
but no,
elected because him being a business.
but let me catch you up on something.
Businessman as a CEO of a company.
But let me catch you up on something though. Nobody was a citizen in this country, and I'm gonna tell you when it started. In 1681, before we was a country, there was a coup. What was that guy's name? Nathaniel, what's the name, in Virginia? You remember?
You talking about when the union?
Nah, there wasn't even a union then. His problem is because he didn't like slavery. And the reason why he didn't like slavery because he was workers. So in Virginia, all the workers was getting pushed out by cheap labor and slave labor. So remember, there was a guy named Nathaniel something. He took over Virginia. He took over a part of Virginia for a whole year. And he did it with black people, Native Americans, and everything. And they held the whole area for 365 days. It took the colonial king to send the colonial army in to quench the coup. As soon as after they did that, they started doing the white supremacy laws. At that time, there was no term for white and black. It was your nationality in your country is what you was being determined on. That is when they first writ down as a bill, white, and they stated that white men and women could not date any other race or any other color. But when this country became in what 1770, what 16, a little bit after that, like late 1600s, when they started making laws, they made a law that only a white man natural born white man in this country could be a citizen of the United States. Look it up. Could be hold on. And if a white woman fraternized and slept with a black dude, she lost her citizenship.
That's what it was.
Hold on.
White woman ain't no citizen.
Oh, no. She was a citizen and she was no. I'm explaining to you. She was a citizen, but she could lose it. That white man could sleep. Who I guarantee you could look. I promise you.
Women didn't even get the right to vote.
I promise not that. No. That don't mean. Listen. That don't mean she can't vote. But hold on. That shit didn't